Hey guys, this is Goku and welcome in another GTO trainer session. This is a session where we play some GTO spots on learnwpt.com. We're playing the spot MP2 Open versus Button Call. This is a tournament spot where we have 50 big blind stacks and we are opening from middle position and the button calls. So we've already played 200 hands of this spot, and now we're just going to continue and play a new session. We're gonna play 25 hands, and we'll turn off the auto advance. Okay, first hand we have ace 10 off on a 6-7-5 with 2 diamonds. We are going to bet 2.5 here, which is a fine play. Checking or betting 2.5 is pretty much the same strategy for the solver here. But now we've picked up the nut flush draw, so I'm thinking this is a spot where we might check raise or we bet big. I'm thinking about over betting maybe. Is it a spot to overbet? Let's try and overbet it. Nope. The EV loss is very small. As you can see, it's just minus 0.02, but the solver plays it only 0.5% of the time. We should check here 50% of the time, and the other percentage, I would say, probably is betting 1/3 or 2/3 of the pot. But now we've missed, and I think we have no other option but to push it all in here. We will not know what happens because we played too rare of a spot, but the villain folds, so we can go to the next one. Now 9-7 suited on a jack queen queen. I think this is going to be bet 2.5. Yeah, bet 2.5 or a check. Check is played more often. There's a 10 on the turn. Maybe this is a spot that we donk bet. 31% of the time. The solver bets 1/3 of the pot here. He bets 2/3, 40% of the time. So now we hit a 9 on the river, and we're just going to check this down because we now have some showdown equity actually, and we see the solver playing it here 1/3 of the time, and actually almost half of the time the solver goes all in here actually. Or is that a bet 2/3 of the pot? I'm not sure, but I think this is an overbet here. So the solver overbets it here often, but pocket tens on jack 6 queen. I think this is bet 2.5 or a check. Yeah, we're checking. We should be checking more often because this is more of a check spot. As we can see, there's a jack of diamonds on the turn. We're going to check. So does the solver. We're going to check call, of course. And actually, the solver folds here almost half of the time. So it's as we can see that the EV loss is nothing, but it's 50-50 here. On the turn, ace on the river, we're going to check again. The solver plays only check here, and now the villain bets 21.5 BBs, so 2/3 of the pot. And I think we gotta fold this, right? Yeah, we fold this here 17% of the time. 82.8 we should be calling. The EV loss is very small, but yeah, I think maybe because of the diamond that we have, we call here so often, and but on the other hand we have the spade, so not sure, but Yeah, this is an interesting spot. Ace 9 suited on a king jack deuce with 2 hearts. Maybe let's check for a change. Yes, and the solver checks here often. Now we're going to donk bet it. Yeah, as we can see, it's either a check or a donk bet. We get raised, and I think we folded here. Yep. Ace 10 off on a queen 9-6 with 2 hearts. I'm going to check again here. Yeah, it's more of a betting spot, as we can see. The solver only does 23% of checking here, which is interesting. There's a jack on the turn. I think now it opens up the betting way more. But how much should we bet? Probably 2/3. Yeah, as we can see, the ideal action is a check, played 18% of the time. 2/3 is just 6% play. So the solver is either betting a third or over betting. Perhaps over betting is a better play here. Ace king suited on 6-4-8. I think this is a check here. Yeah, 61.6. This is a check call. Yep. There's a 3 of hearts on the turn. I'm going to check. Probably check fold. But the villain checks as well. 7 of clubs on the river. Is it a spot where we should try and bluff at ever with this hand? Probably not. I think it's a check fold. Yeah. Now the villain overbets, and I don't think we can call with ace king suited here, right? But the solver does actually call 23% of the time, which is a lot, I think. Ace jack off on queen 10 deuce. I think this is going to be bet third of the pot. Yep. We get called. 7 of diamonds on the turn. We're going to check. Solver checks here 50% of the time, so he bets quite often. Now a queen of hearts on the river. Is this a spot where we donk bet with this kind of hand? I'm gonna try it. Nope, it's not. Should be a check 57% of the time. Donk bet is not a good play here. It's either bet 2/3 or over bet, but mostly it should be a check. We got raised all in, we fold. Now we have ace 4 of hearts on 9-6. I think I'm going to check it here. Yep. Villain checks as well. There's a queen of hearts on the turn. Now we're going to overbet. Yep, overbet's the ideal action. Played 42% of the time. We get called. And now queen on the turn means we're going to bet 2/3 of the pot. Well, we should actually check it here, which is interesting. And now we get raised off of our hand, so yeah. That's interesting that we should be checking here 99% of the time. Yeah. I would think it's better to continue our line here, but our bluffing line, but I think ace 4 is too strong for that. I think we have too much showdown equity. Pocket threes on deuce 8. Is this a bet 5.5? It's mostly a check, but bet 5.5 is 23% of the strategy. We got raised, which is interesting, but I think it's a fold. Yeah. Pocket deuces on a6-4. I think it's bet 2.5. It's mostly a check 92% of the time. 7%. It's a bet 2.5. King queen off on 3 jack deuce. Maybe it's a check. It should actually be bet 2.5, 51% of the time. And we're gonna check call with our hand here. We hit a king on the turn. I think I'm going to check again. It's the ideal action. The villain bets 8. And should we raise here or just call? I think I'm gonna raise it here. We should actually be calling 98% of the time. But of course, now that the villain's re-raised, we're calling the shove, and let's see what the villain has. The villain has 3 of a kind, so unfortunately we lose to a set. Ace-7 suited and king 4 queen. This is a bad third of the pot. Yes. 6-5 suited on 10-9 deuce. I'm gonna check. It's a 99% check. Nice. And we're gonna fold. Yeah. Pocket nines on deuce straight jack. That is probably bet third of the pot. It is. Now a 7 falls. We're going to bet 2/3. Well, check is the ideal action here, 63% of the time. But bet 2/3 is 11%. So I'm wondering if we're over betting the rest or if we're betting the third. Hard to say, but now we've hit the 9. And are we over betting now? Or just betting 2/3? I think we're gonna shove it. And this again is a bad play. Big EV loss. Wow. So this should just be a donk bet here with our 3 of a kind. Very interesting. I mean, yeah, 55% of the time, so I assume the remainder 45 we bet 2/3. Interesting. Ace king off on tray 6-9. We're gonna check. That's the ideal action. Another 3 falls on the turn. I think we're gonna donk bet it now. Yeah, we can check again, but donk betting is fine. 4 of spades on the river. And I think we're gonna check call. Yeah. Well, actually, it's not a check call. It should be a check fold. It's a big EV loss, minus 1.49. But it is the rest of the strategy. But yeah, should be folding here 99% of the time. Good to know. 10-8 of hearts on an ace-ace tray. I think this is bet 2.5. Yeah, villain folds. 9-10 suited on ace queen deuce with 2 spades. Is that a check? It is. Villain checks as well. Now we hit a gut shot, so I think we're going to try and bet 2/3. Okay, ideal action is check, play 12% of the time. So we're either over bet, and our bet 2/3 is 3%, so the remainder 85% is either betting 1/3 of the pot or over betting, so probably betting 1/3 this is a good spot for betting a third of the pot. Pocket tens on queen 9-7. We're going to bet 5.5. We shouldn't. At least the solver doesn't do that often here. It's mostly a check or bet a third of the pot. Now there's a king of spades and we're going to check. Villain checks as well. 6 of diamonds on the river. Is that a donk bet? Maybe. Nope. Again, big EV loss. Shoot. Yeah, should just be a check 99% of the time. Ace-6 of hearts on king 6-7. We're betting 2.5 here. Okay. Pocket nines on 7 jack 10. Is that a check? Yep. Villain checks as well. There's a king on the turn. Should we bet at this? Or is it just a give up? Now we have double gutter. Maybe. And again, nope. We should just be checking this. I think I'm way too aggressive today. King 9 of clubs on jack deuce jack. I think it's about 2.5. Yep. We get called. We hit another club, but we're gonna check now. And this is a spot where we should keep the aggression and bet 2/3. Okay. Good to know. What now? I'm gonna donk bet it. Yeah. Should be over betting. Or checking, I assume. Ace-10 off on 7 jack 6. We're gonna bet a third of the pot. Checking is better. 3 of clubs is a check. The villain bets 8. We're gonna fold. Pocket 6s on deuce deuce 8. Bet 2.5. Should be mostly a check or overbet, I think. Now we're checking. Should be betting, but checking is fine as well. Now the villain bets, we're gonna call. And we're gonna check on a 10 of clubs. And the villain bets 21.5 BBs. I think this is a call with pocket 6s, right? I think so. Should be a fold 95% of the time. Call is very small EV loss, but the solver only plays it 4% of the time, so yeah, should be a way more obvious fold than I thought. King queen off on a queen 4 deuce. Are we going to check this? No, should be bet 2.5. Check is fine as well. Now there's a 10 of diamonds on the turn. We're gonna bet 5. But the villain folds. Ace king off on jack jack king. It's gonna be bet 2.5. Villain folds. We've played our 25 hands. Perfect, so let's exit the session. yeah, our overall EV loss is minus 32 BBs. This is a bit unfortunate because of really those 1, 2, 3, 4 spots where we lost over 1 BB. But overall, I think this was a nice session. Yeah, just way too aggressive. As you can see, we've almost doubled the aggression compared to GTO. But yeah, that would be it for this session. If you guys enjoyed watching this, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. Just write GTO if you wanna see more videos like this. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Do you want to learn how to play PLO? Are you a beginner player who's never played Omaha before? Do you want to learn how to crush casual players easily? If so, this course is perfect for you. It's a crash course on Pot Limit Omaha dedicated for beginner players. You will learn all the fundamentals of PLO. You will learn what hands to play, when to play them, and how to play them. You will learn the basic strategies that allow you to be a winning player at your home games or microstakes online. If you want to learn PLO quickly and easily, get this course now at gokupoker.com.